Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, your girl, the one and only Tiffany E, aka Sexzine TV2, and I am here to give you guys all of the tea when it comes to wrestling and maybe a little bit of odds and ends in between there. So why don't you go ahead, go get your snacks, go get your juice, go get you a good drink, a good glass of wine if you can drink it. If you're underage, don't be drinking, okay? Go on and get you some juice or something and sit back and listen as we kiki and holler about wrestling. Because over here, you get a plethora of things when it comes to my show, okay? You get wrestling commentary.
No benefit of the doubt. Dr. Phil say don't do that. Dr. Phil say when somebody show you who they are, and so did Maya Angelou, believe them. Them two hoes are snakes. They been snakes, and them hoes was like that when you got there, and they like that now, so fuck them both. And they did the right thing by letting them headline WrestleMania. They most definitely deserve to headline WrestleMania. And that is how you close a Mania.
What else we get? You'll also get a weekly recap of every single show that WWE has to offer. Monday Night Raw after show, NXT after show, and of course a Friday Night SmackDown after show. You'll also get a recap of all the Big 5 PLEs. I even do the Saudi shows for you. And then, if it's good and worth the time, I may even throw a little AEW in there. But of course, I will do my best to make sure I recap as many PLEs as possible. If I don't have it, then I'll throw it to one of my friends who do know it. We also cover pop culture, and we have really good time over here with lifestyle and just giving advice. So, if you're ready, it's showtime, and that is on the Ancestors, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Monday Night Raw. Gerard, can you please do me a favor and take your brother off the speaker? Would you like my headphones? Okay. Hold tight, y'all, while I get Jared squared away. I shall return, and the top comment of the day will be announced, okay? Just hold tight. Let me get AJ squared away.
Still don't know my words, still stressing perfection. Let you all in my mental, got me looking too desperate. Damn, you ain't designed.
Okay, had to get AJ squared away with the headset so he could talk to his brother. Are they sitting in there right? What?
Come here, baby. Maybe they go like this. They go on that side. Be careful because they real touch sensitive. Call them back. Oh my God, honey. This hats, honey. All right. Let's get this out the way. Get everything squared away. Top commenter of the day, okay? Whoever was in here when I first went live is top commenter of the day. All right. John L was number 1. He was numero uno when I came up in here. Okay. Kenny, my moderator, was number 2. And Pierre, he came in at number 3. And then Kayla, as always, is going to be she's my moderator, but she's an honorary moderator. Okay. She's going to spot you before everybody else, and the rest of the moderators are going to follow suit accordingly. So everybody behave. Okay, we're going to have a good time. We're going to be here for a good time, not a long time. Okay? All right. All right. Now, let me make sure I say hello to everybody. Kenny said, if y'all ain't like the video, she calling the internet police. Now, please do. Please like the video. Please share it. Please make sure that you subscribe. Okay? I'll make sure I make a graphic and everything for that for tomorrow's episode when we talk about NXT. Okay? But we got a lot to get through and a lot to discuss. It's going to be an interesting conversation this week. Okay? Donnie's here. Hello. He said, push that foot. Everybody move to the back of the bus. Okay, because they'll flag me if I keep going. Hello, Nika. Hello, Tirza. Listen, I'm gonna need for you to let Popeyes chill for a little bit. I don't know what it is with you and Popeyes, but I see this comment or this kind of comment all across my socials. So I know that that's you. TikTok, Instagram, here. Just relax, my G. I'm going to see you. I'm going to post your comment. You don't have to be all of this in order to be seen over here. I'm just little old me, okay? So relax. Take a deep breath and let's just enjoy the show. All right? Hello, Kayla. Hello, Aaliyah. Brandy's here. Hello. She said, am I allowed to swear on what happened to me at work yesterday later on in this live? Listen, I want to try and get through this show before we start talking about personal stuff. We usually save the personal stuff for Wednesdays. That's why I have a Freestyle Wednesday. So let's hold off on the personal stuff for Wednesdays. Let me make this very clear. I have not gotten to the point where YouTube has allowed me to put ads on my videos yet. They have allowed me to have a super chat and to have memberships, but I do not have the status where I can have ads on my videos yet. So I am not monetized in that way. I'm monetized in another way, which allows me to be able to collect the money from your memberships, and y'all can have super chats and everything. Okay? You can swear, you can talk and trash and do what you want, but once we get to that point, I will let you guys know the new rules and everything so I can keep some money coming in for me. Okay? Nobody has subscribed to the membership yet, so everything is cool. But there is a super chat. There's always a super chat now, so don't worry about it. It is what it is. Real talk, we are not going to be talking about Popeyes today. Okay? Everybody chill out. And it's not to Rico because he's just talking. But everybody chill out. Please. Please. Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays will monetize it. And when I get the link that tells me I've been accepted. Okay, so let's get into the show. I got a couple of infographics I have to upload, and then we gonna go ahead and get started. Cause I'm not gonna be on here all night, but I am gonna be on here. you know. So we got a couple things to discuss. We're gonna talk about Raw, which Raw was Raw. And then we're gonna talk about some things that's happening heading into Fastlane. And we're gonna talk about some possibilities, and we're gonna talk about some indefinites. Okay, so let's get into it. Monday Night Raw has come and gone, ladies and gentlemen. It did what it was supposed to do. It moved along some stories. It didn't really create. Well, it created a couple new ones. I'll give them that. But for the most part, it did what it was supposed to do. It wasn't ground shaking or earth shattering, but we got a couple of new things in between for Monday Night Raw. So let's just get into the matches that were announced, and then we'll talk about the matches that weren't, okay? So the first match of the night was Cody and Dom, and it did exactly what I thought it was going to do, which was nothing. And it's no shade to, and they scored. Anyway, the Browns game is on and we're watching it, and it has been a shaky fucking game for the Browns. Okay, we lost Nick Chubb. We done lost 2 other players in this game, and the Steelers just fucking scored, and I'm already hot. Anyways, this match did exactly what I thought it was gonna do, but in the beginning, while Cody was trying to explain why he brought Jey Uso to Monday Night Raw, he was then cut off again by Baby Breath Dom. Okay, Titty Milk Dom came out there talking about how his mommy is hurt, and child, we don't give a fuck. We don't care. I'm telling you right now, you know why? Because Rhea didn't give a fuck about the bitches that she hurt. She didn't care. So I don't give a fuck. I don't care. She'll be back. I hope Nia sit on her ass again. Shit. Anyway. Cody basically was like, well, he said for you to be so dedicated and so into your mommy, it don't seem like she that dedicated and into you, because all you can hear her talk about as of lately is Jey Uso. And I was like, Raggy? I know. I said, wait a minute now, Cody. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Hold on. That ain't what you want. That ain't what you want, baby. You don't want to bark up that tree. You need to mind the rivers and the lakes that you need to stick to yours. Don't worry about Jey Uso, baby. Don't worry about that. You stick to your rivers and lakes, okay? Mommy gonna stick to her little milk, her little titty milk baby right here. She gonna stick to him. Everybody else, she ain't worried about that. She just want Jey Uso in the groove. All of them is real desperate for this man to join Judgment Day. It's so cringy to watch. Even the thugs and the gangsters don't do this much pandering and love making to a person to join in on their little crew. At this point, it's just giving desperation. It's giving you ain't got nothing else to do. Okay, I don't like it. I'm not a fan. So these two had their match. To be fair, I didn't watch it. Because I've seen them wrestle before, and I figured that Cody was gonna win, and I was right. He won the match. Good for Cody. And then the Judgment Day was out there for whatever reason. That's when Sammy and Kevin came out there to back Cody. Now, after that was over, Cody was leaving the ring. Kevin said, wait a minute, Playboy. Man, you need to have a conversation. Now, to be fair, I felt like this conversation could have been had backstage in a vignette, if we being honest. But they had it in front of the audience. The only reason why I thought they would have it in front of the audience is because I thought something pointed was going to come from Cody, but it didn't. There was really nothing added to the story of why Jey Uso was traded to Raw and who was sent to SmackDown in his place. There was no hint. There was no, okay, I used my influence to get him over here, but here is why. And it was just because it seemed like it was just for GP. It was just Jay deserved a second chance. I got one. You've gotten one. Sammy got one. Everybody deserves a second chance. And if I could be the one to extend that olive branch, I'm going to do it. The bloodline is weakened with him not being there. He said it was a smart decision in my book. So Kevin is just like, so we supposed to forget that he didn't help Roman cost you your championship, Sammy his, me mine on at least 5 different occasions. Not to mention, he kicked me in my head like at least 17 times. It's an ass whooping owed by me, and I don't like this motherfucker. That's basically what he was trying to say without saying it. He was like, look, y'all can pop for this fool all you want to, but I don't fuck with that. And I'm not going to. But I trust y'all, and if y'all say he cool, then I'm just going to be like, fuck it. Whatever happens, happens. But just remember what I told you. Okay? So the boys left it at that. They left it at that. Now, Sheehan had his match with Ricochet. And for the most part, this match was probably my favorite match of the night. Shinsuke had a good showing against Ricochet, but Ricochet really was the star of this particular match. Towards the end, things got a little wonky. Shinsuke decided to use the chair. Ricochet decided, I'm not letting you get away with that. So because of that, Ricochet got into his feelings a little bit too much and hit the man over the back with the chair. This caused the match to end in a DQ, and Shinsuke automatically won. Now, while Ricochet was arguing with the ref, which to his credit, he had no reason to be arguing with the ref, okay? He did hit Shinsuke in his back with the chair. Shinsuke had not hit him with the chair, so there was no need for all of that. You feel me? But it happened. And so once he got into that argument, Shinsuke ended up chop blocking him, taking him out at the leg. He also ended up hitting him in the back of his head, and then he targeted his knee. Now, prior to this match happening, before it even started, Seth Rollins came out there dressed in his finest one-piece suit, okay? Came out there and went after Shinsuke Nakamura, and Shinsuke ran around that ring, playing Ring Around the Rosie, pocket full of posies, honey. Okay? He was not trying to go at Seth Rollins. In fact, he likes antagonizing him in this way because it infuriates him that he can't wrestle. With all that being said, the back people, you know, the producers, Adam's wide-hipped ass, they all came out there trying to stop him from wrestling or fighting. He ended up breaking free, and Shin was able to get at least 2 moves off on Seth. They separated them in the beginning and was able to keep them apart. But Seth came out after the match was over, after he attacked Ricochet. He was able to get the drop on him, but he just gave Shinsuke way too much time. Shinsuke dropped him on a chair. He then was able, while all of them were holding everybody, okay, everybody was being held back. They let Shinsuke go. Shinsuke was able, they just stood there, watched Shinsuke beat Seth Rollins' ass twice, backwise, dropped him on the table, dropped him on the apron, on the edge of the apron. They watched him do this, and then was yelling at him that he needed to go. I was like, so when y'all was holding Seth back, right, to keep him from fighting, where was that same strength and animosity when Shinsuke was whooping his ass? Y'all know the man not cleared and ready to compete. So what the fuck is going on? Now, later on in the night, we got a little message from Seth because he done lost his ever-loving mind. He has truly lost it. Everything is gone. It's gone, baby. He is no longer here with us on planet Earth, okay? He has transcended. He has gone to another dimension. He said, it's time for me to take it out of my hands and put it in Shin's face. He said, Shin, you pick the time and you pick the place, baby. And I got you. But he said, while you worrying about cementing your legacy and giving yourself your destiny, he said, is your destiny going to be given to you by you? Or is it going to be given to you by me? And I was like, that's a good question. Inquiring minds will never know, if we being fair. Okay? Now, the last scheduled match that we got was the Viking Raiders versus the New Day, but Eric is not clear to compete. Ivar was. And so because New Day both were there, they decided to play rock, paper, scissors to see who could compete. And Xavier ended up winning. So it was Xavier going up against Ivar with Valhalla. I don't know why. I mean, it was Kofi. I'm sorry. Kofi won. And he went up against Ivar. I don't know why Xavier didn't come out there. Usually he comes out there with him. So I was a little confused, but okay. Ivar and Kofi had a really good match. Kofi was getting his ass handed to him. I'm not going to lie. But Kofi ultimately ended up winning that match against Ivar. Despite his size, he was able to best him in the end. So there was that. Now, there were a couple of matches that were not scheduled that went down. Okay, so we're going to get into that. Hold on. Let me see if I got a couple of infographics. Let me see if I got a couple. I hope y'all had a good day. I definitely did. It was pretty decent. Okay. And boom. Okay, so we got the infographics up. We getting ready to just go through this a little bit rapid fire before we get to Drew and Jey Uso's closer match. So Becky had a NXT Women's Open Challenge match. She came out there and cut a little speech about how she wants to elevate this belt and defend this belt and make it a workhorse championship. And she really wants everyone to really vie to compete for this title. So the person who answered that challenge was Natalya. Now, Natalya got her ass up on her back and her titties on her front for some reason. She was really pissed that Becky had went down there to NXT to get the belt. And I was like, well, I'm pretty sure if your ass had went to NXT, to fight Tiffany Stratton and would have won the title, you wouldn't be concerned with what Becky was doing. And you wouldn't be bitching about it. You'd be saying you won it fair and square. Tiffany is the one who had been antagonizing Becky. It wasn't the other way around. So don't make it seem like the girl went down there and just stole a belt from everybody. Fuck ass Kiana had an opportunity to get that title before fucking Tiffany dropped it to Becky. She couldn't cut the mustard. So don't get mad. Mind your fucking business. Shit. Now she got her ass whooped today. Rightfully so, if you ask me. Because you was minding some business that didn't pay you. I will say her gear was a little cute. But her micro links was showing the whole time she was out there. I was very concerned for her hair. But it is what it is. She gonna live her best life. Now the girls had another match today. It was Zoe and Shayna versus Chelsea and Piper. Now the girls was out there wrestling. They had their moments and did their thing. But Nia came back and attacked everybody. And then there was a receipt that was owed on Shayna Baszler, if we're being fair. Now, Shayna is the one who took out Nia Jax from the very beginning, and that's why her arm had been messed up and she was screaming and she had left. That was the last time we saw Nia before she was in the Royal Rumble. I think it was earlier this year. With all that being said, Nia had a receipt that she had to pay, and she definitely paid it with dividends. Baby hit her with that bonsai splash and or whatever he called it. And I don't know if her ribs is as bruised as Rhea's was, but she definitely sat on the chesticles, okay? Now, she whooped everybody's ass that was out there. Piper got towed up first, which to me, she should have got her ass up. And then Chelsea couldn't get her ass out the ring fast enough. I be telling them, when you see them hoes in the ring, bitch, duck and run. Damn that. Your partner out there getting their ass whooped, I be out. I would be out. Okay? She definitely did. She definitely did. Now, in Naya's defense, she was owed that lick. But personally, Adam keep letting her come in there and whoop everybody ass. Now, she done went through Raquel. Raquel is out. They don't know when Raquel gonna be back. They saying that Rhea out on a day-to-day notice. They don't know when she gonna be back. Okay, that's two people that's injured, quote unquote, out and gone. The Annihilator. I can't. Now, I don't know what's going on with Shayna. Shayna might be out. She might have a little, little injury. She's smaller than the other two that took all that hell from Nia Jax. Then you got Piper, Chelsea, Zoe, all of them got hit today. Now Nia made it real clear. She said, I'm going after everybody in this division. Every woman is on notice. All of y'all hoes. Now let me put it this way. Anytime I'm wrestling in a match and it don't have shit to do with you, I'm taking your ass out backstage. So it's gonna be motherfucking pipes to the knee. I'm going full on mafia mobsters old school on your ass, okay? Because you have now fucked up my livelihood and fucked up all my money. So now I got to get you. Yeah, so I'd be taking this big bitch out. It would never catch me slipping. Never, ever, ever. I would be on her middle part having ass, okay? No. Liv is gonna come save us. You want Liv trying 3,000 to be the one to come back and fight Nia? Did I hear that? Did I read that right? Okay, let me put my glasses up. Liv is going to come say, Donnie, I usually can kind of understand where you're coming from, and I usually can be with you. I don't think that's gonna happen, baby. I just don't. No, that's what he called it. Oh, that's what she did. She changed the name. Child, that ain't no Annihilator. She a now later. She ain't no child. I should use my nickname for her. I don't know about that one, dog. We need about 7 lives. Baby, you gonna need more than 7. It's okay, Don. You don't mind being on your island by yourself. And that's fine. But, baby, if I'm rooting for anybody, it is not gonna be motherfucking... It's not gonna be Liz to come back and save us from this bitch. From Nia? I could respect if it was Shayna. Then I could be like, okay, that makes sense. But Nia? Donnie, I don't know. I don't think... Donnie, I don't know. Now, Dominican Blowout been running around with his crew, explaining to everybody how great of a place it is to be with the Judgment Day, how it's necessary, how they're such a family, how they're beautiful together. They're more than just blood. They're bound by the tragedies of their lives and how they live in love for each other. They ride for each other, and it's just so amazing. We love it. I have never seen such dick riding in my life. In my life, I've never seen that. Like, boy, what the fuck you want? Like, why is you here? Okay? Because at this point, it's just unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. Like, you are just so weird. Liv gonna get squashed like Alicia when Nia first got there. I'm joking, yo. The Puerto Rico, I Rickon. Bitty 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 bongo. A bitty bitty bongo. Nah, because sometimes Don he be outside the box when he thinks, and he be right. But in my mind, I cannot foresee this. I can't. So I'm not like necessarily against it, but therefore I just can't believe it. So, but I'm not gonna deny it because he has been right before, and it was about, you know, people I did not expect to see come back at the time, and he was right about it. So I'm not gonna completely shit on it and say, "Oh, you're a weirdo for this." No. I'm just gonna say, let's wait and see what they gonna do. Let's see what they gonna do. Let's just wait it out. Let's just wait it out. We lost. Okay. Okay, great. Well, there it is. I can't gloat. And fucking Miranda finna be gloating like a motherfucker. Petty bitch. Anyway, not the Puerto Rican prince. Child.
Wow, yeah, that was fast.
They'll call it later. You know, when the refs overlook it.
Denver Washington game on Sunday.
Not surprised. Anyways, Dominic Mysterio went in the back crying and complaining about his mommy not being there, being injured and hurt. And he said he lost because she wasn't there, because he was so distraught about her. Well, why you ain't stay by her side then? Why you bring your little punk ass to work? Why? Why did you do that? Why did you show your ass up to work if you so distraught about your bitch? You should have kept your ass at home, nigga. You should have kept your ass at home. Okay? Child. And Dragon Lee said, while you talking all that ish, me and Adam been having a conversation, and you know what? It's gonna be me versus you next week for the North American Championship, baby. And if it's the last thing I do, I'm gonna get that title from you. Now, my little spidey senses are tingling, and it's telling me that I don't think Dragon Lee gonna get this title 2 weeks ahead of No Mercy. And Mustafa is supposed to be challenging for that championship. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? I would love to see Mustafa take out Dominic Mysterio, but given the fact that Mustafa has this whole dirty politician thing going for him, is it really going to be a good thing or a bad thing that he takes the title from him? Now, if they decide to pull a Wes Lee on us and give this title to Dragon Lee 2 weeks before No Mercy, first of all, I'm going to be mad because they could have been gave this championship to Dragon Lee. That's the first thing. Second, I don't mind Dominic giving the title up at Monday Night Raw. It'd be a good pop for Dragon Lee to be able to showcase what he can do, but it'll also be a good pop for the NXT North American Championship and really give that title back its prestige. The last time Dom defended it was at the last pay-per-view he had in that triple threat, if I recall. Sir, there is. Nah. Oh, I don't like Pinot Noir. It's bitter. It tastes like nothing. I don't know if Pinot Noir tastes like nothing. Try Capriccio next. It's a sangria. All right. So Dragon Lee staked his claim to that North American Championship, and that match is happening on Raw next week. And finally, the tag team titles are being contested again by the former tag team champions. They are going to try to get those titles off of Priest and Finn Balor. I hope that Jey Uso stay out their business and don't involve himself in there, because I feel like if he do, he gonna cost them titles, and then everybody gonna be mad again. So I hope that he stay out, but I have the strongest feeling that is not the case, honey. Now, the show ended with Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre having their match. Now, because the Judgment Day decided they wanted him to join, they surrounded the ring seemingly on Jey Uso's side. Jey wanted to win the match on his own merit or lose on his own merit, because he is still trying to prove himself And he had a pretty decent match with Drew. Drew ended up beating Jey Uso. And then after Jey super kicked all the members of Judgment Day, they all surrounded him like a pack of sharks and just attacked. Now, Drew was at the top of the key and could have very well went in there and helped Drew McIntyre out. Helped Jey Uso out. But the problem is Drew was conflicted. On one hand, he understands he's a man in distress and he should go down there to help. But on the other, he knows that Jey Uso was a dirty motherfucker to him and he don't want to help him. So, he didn't help. And that's when Cody's music hit. Cody came down there and evened the odds a bit and got rid of everybody, cleared the ring. Cody helped Jey Uso up and they, dapped each other up. Now, we still don't know the situation going on SmackDown as to who's going to show up in Jey Uso's place. But like I said, I'm sticking steady fast to Cody being the one who is going to SmackDown. He just ain't told nobody yet. Plus, I heard through the grapevine that Roman Reigns is not showing back up on the roster. Hold on, I'm going to get to Jade Cargill in a minute. Roman Reigns is not showing back up on the main roster or on SmackDown until October 27th. October 27th. Now, I don't know if Roman is just like he's exhausted, which is very possible. He is he's in remission, but it is possible for him to have a leukemia issue. So they take precautions when it comes to Roman, and that's fine. But yeah, the rumor is that Roman is not going to show up until October 27th. That is more than a month from now. That's about a month and 2 weeks from now. Well, a month and 1 week from now. So I don't know if that much is true. I don't know if he's going to be gone that long because, quite frankly, I feel like Roman would feel like he would need to come back faster than that. I think Roman will come back after Fastlane. Fastlane is coming up. The big show for Fastlane is going to be Shin and Seth. Roman's not going to defend his title there. The next title defense for Roman is going to be at the next Saudi show. So I don't think Roman is going to start showing up until October, and it's going to be probably a week after that Fastlane show. Fastlane is on the 7th of October. I say he's going to show up the week of the 20th or the 13th. That's what I think he's going to do. Because they got to be able to set up an opponent for him. And even if it's Cody, they need time to build. All right. So Monday Night Raw was an interesting show if you really enjoy Monday Night Raw in that capacity. It was quiet. I'll say that. There wasn't really a lot going on when it comes to Monday Night Raw. But I wasn't necessarily mad at it. I do think that it was not as great as its predecessors, of course. I forgot a couple of matches, but to just be fair, Chad Gable went up against Bronson Reed, and Bronson Reed squashed Chad Gable. He had some offense in the match, but it wasn't a lot. Ciampa went up against Giovanni, and it seems like Ciampa is the next guy to take that title, or at least attempt to take that title away from Gunther. I still feel like they should have let Chad Gable be the one to take it, but they chose to give Ciampa an opportunity. He seems to be blowing through Imperium. He's probably going to end up facing Ludwig next week, and then finally he'll have another shot or have a shot at Gunther. Next week, it's going to be Bronson Reed versus Otis. And of course, the tag team titles are going to be defended and contested, as well as the North American Championship is going to be defended and contested. Now, let's get to some news. The Rock garnered 103 million views across WWE's socials, okay? This man's little moment with Austin Theory and Pat McAfee garnered 103 million views across all of WWE's socials, from TikTok to Instagram to Twitter to Facebook to YouTube. All right, that is a big feat. So shout out to The Rock. I mean, he is one of the biggest stars in the world. Make it a triple threat. Ooh, petty boots. Now, let's go into some new stuff. Now we into some mess, okay? Because WrestleOps put out a tweet that said on January 27th will mark the decade anniversary of the day CM Punk walked out of WWE. And if you recall, he walked out with that championship. This was in Chicago. Now, CM Punk was very loud and proud on the socials this weekend when he told everybody that he had 2 months before he was a free man. Before he said 2 months. I got 2 months that's free. And I said, 2 months? Why you only got 2 months? What you doing in 2 months? Now everybody's speculating that Phil's gonna show his punk ass up at WWE. And I'm just gonna say, I don't think that's gonna happen yet. Do I think it's plausible because of Triple H? Sure. Yes, it's very plausible. But do I think it's gonna happen? I don't know. Stranger things have happened. I've seen stranger things, but I don't know if I think this is gonna happen. I think this might not happen at Royal Rumble like everybody suspects. I think this might happen at another time, because if CM Punk is coming back, he's gonna want all of the smoke. I mean, all of it. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna want all of it. He's gonna want to feel everything. Okay? Let me go to y'all comments. I'd like that, child. Okay? Now, let's move into some more news. It also says that the Sunday Times understands that Cook Government and WWE are just days away from announcing a WWE show at Perth Optus Stadium in Australia. They say that this should be happening around early 2024, before the start of the AFL season in late March, and the stadium allows a 70,000 capacity for concerts. So this will probably be the stadium that we will have Elimination Chamber. Elimination Chamber is usually in February. This will be right before March, before they have the AFL season start. So this is more than likely where we will see Elimination Chamber happen in February of next year. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. And now let's dig into some more news. Okay, so Mickie James says that she believes Victoria should be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I 100% agree. She said she calls it a long overdue, and everybody is in full agreement with this, as am I. Victoria is a very overlooked superstar when it comes to the women's division, but she was a pioneer and trailblazer as well. She wasn't the traditional striking beauty that everybody wanted in WWE divas and superstars, but she was gorgeous. She was a beautiful woman. She was stronger than all of them. She had amazing wrestling skill, awesome ring awareness, and she was just one of the best. She had good comedic timing, great character development, whether she was crazy psycho Victoria or that funny comic relief. She just had that it factor, and they really had Victoria out there at some points. But then they died down on her, and she left and went to Impact and started making a name for herself all over again. No matter where Victoria was, she was that girl. And I still say she should have been inducted before a lot of bitches. Okay? But I'm hoping WWE is paying attention heavily, because she definitely deserves to be inducted. Now, let's get into the mess, child. Jade Cargill has been spotted in Orlando, Florida, and what they say is that Miss Mamas is down there at the PC training. Now, they don't say she's supposed to debut tomorrow. Obviously, that's not going to happen. Jay is going to need to learn how to train and wrestle WWE's style of wrestling. That might not take Jade too long. Jade's a fast learner. She's an athlete, and at her core, she works hard at what she does. So I suspect within a month or two's time, Jade will be more than ready to debut on the roster. Now, I've been seeing a lot of people creating a stable for her. If she wanted to do another baddies or anything like that, she definitely could. And I say that she could use Lash and Jakara if she wanted to. It would definitely work. If they don't pit Bianca and Jade against each other, I say put them in a stable together too. Make it so that it's a big women's stable across the board and they represent in all three brands. I think it would be fun to do that. Y'all already did it with Judgment Day and you did it with Bloodline. But, you know, he might debut at a Mania, Don. You might be right about that. But the rumors are true. Now, here's how we know the rumors are true, that Jade has left AEW. According to WrestleOps, after this match at AEW Collision, I believe it was, they had a rematch for that TBS championship. Chris Statlander retained. Jade Cargill hugged her because this was her last match in AEW. Chris and Jade shared a nice little moment in the ring. She held up her hand, and that was it. Jade Cargill was gone, okay? This beauty is probably going to be showcasing her talents in WWE, and I'm very, very curious as to how that's all going to play out. With that being said, to further give you guys some more information, it seems that she has been removed from AEW's website. She is no longer on that particular card. Now, what they say about this, about her leaving, was that she said everything was in good spirits, that there was no animosity or bad blood between her and Tony. Everything seemed to be done amicably, and she left without creating a problem or an issue. So it seems like she didn't burn that bridge. She left it open in case she wanted to return, which I think Jade Cargill will at some point. You know what I'm saying? She might want to be AEW Women's Champion. And to be quite frank, I feel like she should have went to gain that title before she left. But if she feels like the time is right for her, the decisions she's made in her career have worked out in her favor. So I trust what she's saying is true. Okay. Now, I think we have covered all of the mess except for Bianca's, because what Bianca has to say is not mess. Okay. Bianca Belair was speaking to Metro, and it says that she's trying to write a children's book, which I think is very cute. Bianca Belair is an ultimate babyface. She is what John Cena and former good person Hulk Hogan was looked at and looked to be for a majority of their careers. And Bianca Belair seems to be the female version of that. We see her everywhere. She just got off of New York Fashion Week with her husband. She was a special guest of the Blondes designer team. And she was wearing a beautiful outfit, which I'm assuming that they designed. And Montez had on a nice suit, which he always does. They looked great. She also went to the MTV VMAs. Her and Montez went together. They seem to be having a good time doing that as well. Bianca has been anywhere and everywhere, and we love that for her, representing the E and representing herself. And it's just finally nice to see. You know what I'm saying? The girls being pushed out there. And Bianca's always the one that they're pushing out there in pop culture these days. And that works for me. Okay, we love that. Yeah. Daddy know? You better tell him. I narc on the best. He said, okay, we can hold off on her being healed. Oh, she can hold on because she write that children's book. Child. Baby, when you come back, can I have some water, please? The green was so pretty at the VMAs. I am going to be honest. I did not like Bianca's dress at the VMAs. I think that Bianca has a great shape. She has beautiful body. And I wanted her to wear something that was, it could have been that color, but I wanted it to be a simple drape dress in the front, nice and backless, low cut. It could be long. It could have been a cocktail style dress. I think she would look better in a long dress personally, but I just wanted her. It didn't have to be super low cut in the back, but I wanted it to be low enough where her back was out and she just gave this, she exuded this sexiness. And I was just like, she's always going to be a sexy woman. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't like the dress. I wasn't a fan of it. And she wore something similar like that before, and I didn't like it either. I think it was to the ESPYs, and I just wasn't a fan. I didn't like this dress either. But I gave my thoughts on the VMAs. So did Donnie and Rico. We talked about the fashions on the red carpet. That was an hour by itself. And then we went into the awards and the show itself. That's coming this tomorrow. I'm gonna put the VMAs episodes up. And then also the podcast with the girls and I is gonna go up tonight because I was not feeling well this week and I had some editing issues. But all in all, we got all that stuff ready to roll and go. Okay, it is coming, y'all. Please make sure you support both podcasts. Support the KTT podcast. That is the Mess podcast where my research team sends me all the stuff and we talk about everything in pop culture. Next time I do the podcast, I'm gonna have Donna Rico with me so I can have somebody to bounce off of when we talk about certain topics. It just flow better when you have people to talk with about certain topics, and different ideas give you different perspectives. So I think that's what my podcast is lacking, is a perspective outside of my own. And what I'll do is I'll contact them and record and see what days they have off, and we'll record. This week I'm going to do the podcast by myself, and I'll start next week's podcast with them. I might add Nicole and Alexis to it. We can just vibe and see where things are going to go from there. All right. Also, the Down for the Count podcast, you guys should support that as well. That's the wrestling side. That's where we talk about everything wrestling. The podcast is going to be a little late this week from last week because I was not feeling well. And like I said, I had some editing issues. So you might get like 3 or 4 episodes this week, depending on what we talk about this week with the girls. But, you know, it's going to be a fun time, I promise. And I'm going to make sure that when we record that you guys hear and get everything and all our ideals. We had a nice conversation the last time we recorded, and I really want you guys to hear it. Okay, so that is coming. All right. And that's it. Okay. Now I'm just going to cover NXT. He broke it. Maybe he done for the season.
Torn ligaments. Torn ligaments is me. They think he made dislocated too.
Well, yeah, the dislocation was obvious.
He's done for the year. Start chilling out. Jesus Christ. 27 seasons when we have not started chilling out. That is crazy.
Well, you know, they don't like us, so losing to the Steelers was a sad loss, but it's not the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? It's hot in here, I know that. I feel like we're dying.
The turnovers in Kelsey. We had 4 turnovers. We had more total yards than Pittsburgh. We had 408 total yards.
You know what Daryl said? Daryl said that our offense is solid. He said we don't really have no issues on offense, but he said, he was like, y'all just got to get y'all got some little nitpicky stuff you got to fix. Mm-hmm. And he was like, but y'all offense got us. And I'm like, that sucks so bad. It sucks. It sucks so bad. So anyways, let me give y'all the rundown of NXT, and then I will be out y'all here, I promise. Better open up them KTT DMs for Messy Betsy Files. I can't. Yeah, she could wait another year. Let the book sell. Want to know more? Thought listen on to the KTNT with Auntie Tip on Spotify. Period. Because we do Rico and I. Don was late. He had something he had to do, so he couldn't be in there at the beginning. But me and Rico went over the fashions that we saw on Harper's Bazaar, and it was fun to bounce that off of Rico. Next time I get to be able to do it with Don, so that'll be cool. It was just an interesting conversation, period. Plus, I like talking fashion with people. Everybody's fashion stuff is different, which you will hear. And I wish I would have had Nicole on that episode because she's like a haute couture fashion girly as well. Next time an awards comes up and it's a red carpet or something, I'll have her, Don, and Rico on there, and we'll talk the fashions. Because that conversation is just really interesting to me. I've always been into fashion, but I have a different aesthetic than Rico does, and Don and Nicole, but all of our minds together got to come up with something great. Okay. Anyways, on NXT, you got a couple of matches ready to roll. Okay. Hold on, let me see. So the Global Heritage Invitational is still going strong, and I like how it's taking up majority of. Babe, it's real loud. I'm fighting with it. My eyes like. Did you get my shirt? Now, please have some water, and please go easy on the ice this time. It was too cold for me to drink. All right. But she has the book sell and say it sells and let the book sink in, do a book tour, let the reviews come in. Then, boom, she turns. Let it be harder than babies. Your ass can't take the fact that somebody is a face and they gotta stay a face. He don't like that too much. Tomorrow on NXT is champion versus champion. Dominic Mysterio will be competing against NXT's top champ, Carmelo Hayes, to prove who's the superior champion. Obviously, it's Carmelo Hayes. I don't care who wins. It's always gonna be Carmelo Hayes with me. But Carmelo is competing against Dom, and his little mommy is not going to be anywhere in sight. So we'll see. Lola Biscuits and Roxanne Perez are coming to finally battle each other this week. For whatever reason, everybody seems to be into Lola, and I don't fucking get it. She really don't have much going on for her, other than she talk a lot of shit, and her best friend that's standing next to her got more lips than she do. It's a matter of fact, she needs to share whatever the fuck it is in her lips and give her bestie some, because these two hoes linking up together, it worked in terms of their attitudes, but like, I've seen Lola wrestle. She's not the greatest. She's not the worst, but she's not the greatest. And quite frankly, it's the audacity, in my opinion. Like, girl, go get you some business. He said, no, that don't make no money. It seemed to be making a lot of money for Bianca at this moment. But, live your best life. The Global Invitational is still going. Global Heritage Invitational, excuse me. Tyler Bate will take on his greatest rival and one of his best friends in Butch, a.k.a. Pete Dunne. And then on the other side of the Global Heritage Invitational, Joe Coffey is looking to put himself back at the top of the list. And Duke Hudson is looking to get himself some more numbers on the board. Duke Hudson will take on Joe Coffey. And then that is going to be it. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of other matches, or rather conversations or whatever. Probably going to get a little beat down from Gigi and Blair, as we saw last week. Maybe we'll get a little bit of an explanation about Wesley and where he's gone. I thought today that Cora Jade was going to pop up on Raw and answer Becky Lynch's challenge, since she hasn't been seen in NXT since she walked out. Wesley walked out last week. People are leaving left and right, But this past week on NXT, we also had a few storylines that might be beefing up. So Briggs and Jensen lost their match against the Gym Bros, as I like to call them, mainly because that Randy Orton looking like nigga pretty much turncoated on their ass. Okay, the British are coming is all that we saw. All right, now he saved Fallon from getting hurt. It seemed like he got a little thing from Miss Thickum's Fallon. Okay, we're gonna see how this all plays out because something tells me it ain't gonna be too kosher. Anyways, that is NXT. She can make more. Look at Roman. Okay. It was cool. Hulk Hogan did it. Ugh. That's not a good comparison. Alexa finally dressed right last Tuesday. Okay, if you say so. I didn't see that but the top half of her body, so I thought she was gonna start singing "She's dangerous, super bad, better watch out, she'll take you, man. She's a gold digger, surely is." If you ain't never seen Shark Tale, you ain't gonna know about that song. Every time that big lip fish Lola that Angelina Jolie was playing came in the room, that's the song they played every single time. Every time I watch NXT, I would sing that song when she come in the room. That's gonna be funny. Anyways, he said match. Oh shit. Okay. Y'all be sure to check us out. Check me out in the rest of this week. I go live on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. This Friday, y'all gonna get a full show because I still have to cover NXT Impact's 1000th episode. So we got that. And I have to cover the rest of Impact 1000 this week. And we're going to cover SmackDown. It's going to be a lot of stuff we're going to talk about. Wednesday, we're going to play a quiz game that I found on YouTube. It's a bunch of quiz channels on YouTube. So that video definitely is not going to be able to monetize, but I don't really care. We're going to be guessing 2000 songs, and we're going to be guessing all types of trivia. They got trivia channels on YouTube. It's so much fun. So we're going to have fun on Tuesday. Nobody's going to be crying and complaining on Tuesday because we just don't have a good time. Unless some more mess happens in wrestling, there's no reason for us to complain or cry on Wednesday. We're going to have a good time and do some quiz stuff and just chill. Everybody's going to be allowed in if you want to come in. And we just don't answer questions and chill and rock. And then we'll do SBC chat. Matter of fact, I'm going to do SBC chat first again and get that out the way. And then we will move into the quiz and fun stuff. All right. So I will see y'all next time. He was like, she dressed like Mariah in 2003. Bitch, that is not a compliment. That is not a compliment because Mariah Carey thought she had ass and she did not. Go back and watch some of Mariah Carey's videos, like Heartbreaker. Bitch, go back and watch Heartbreaker. And the video, oh God. The video for Honey, every time she turn around, it's like, child, is you showing me your lower back? What is you showing me, honey? Because I don't see nothing. Baby, it's a mess. But y'all, I will see y'all tomorrow after NXT is over and done with. Unless there's an emergency, I will be back. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. It really does help my channel out a lot. Okay? It really does. It makes my channel pop. It makes people come to my channel. And I have more people. And the more people I have, the good money that I can make, the more time I can focus on my channel. With all that being said, I will see you guys next time, which will be tomorrow around 10:05, maybe 10:15. Let me get y'all comments in. Good night. I'm going to talk about my shit on Wednesday. I can't wait. Okay. I said what I said. She can take it for what she wants. Child blown. A mess. It looks a mess. Y'all have a good night. I will talk to y'all Wednesday. Bye.